What up, what up, what up? It's Sir. Now look, right? I put the hood on to try to block the sun right behind me. Bam. Alright, so look. Yesterday, I met a guy inside the liquor store. I went to the liquor store, picked me up a little drinky drink, you know? And older white guy, he had recently lost his mother. I don't even know how we got to talking about it. But we did. And we was able to relate because I lost my mother also in 2010. Before that, 2007, I lost my nana. That's like my other mother, you feel me? So I lost two moms back to back. One was my great aunt, my nana, and the other was my real mother, my biological mother and shit. My nana died from, I believe, complications at the hospital. I think they fucked up. And then my mother died, I believe, for some complications at the hospital. I think they fucked up, but my mother was sick. My mother was a drug addict, and she had HIV that turned into AIDS that ate her alive. Like, you know, I remember the doctors calling me saying that she had 4% of neurons in her brain, like she was brain dead, like it was no hope. Then they had to do a bunch of tests, you know, to see about meningitis and all this extra shit. And I remember before my mother died, she was like, Binky, don't let me, she called me Binky. She said, don't let me be a guinea pig. And that's something my nana used to say. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them, if it's my time, it's my time. Don't let them be in here running a whole bunch of tests on me and experimenting and shit. Like, if it's time, it's time. And it was time. My mother lasted like that for about 2 months. A week before she died, she went in a coma for 5 days. She went blind. She lost, I don't think she lost her hearing, but she went blind. And shit, she wasn't eating, nothing. She turned basically into a skeleton. Like, she was a skeleton before she died, damn near. So it was hard to digest, hard to deal with. I made it to the hospital before she passed. I got to talk to her, listen to her heartbeat, love on her, you know. And the next morning when I was supposed to come back before I could get there, she passed. But I made it there. She still was warm and everything, you know. So it was a difficult time. I was 19. The only emotions I remember having was anger, rage, and I acted as such. I acted in those emotions. And all I'm saying is, you know, for anybody out there who lost somebody important, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a cousin, you know, a grandparent, like a friend, like, this too shall pass. Like, remember that, you feel me? Pain is temporary. I don't care what pain it is. Like, you got to hold on to the pain. You got to find ways to escape it, and you can't self-medicate. You really got to deal with that shit. Like, how I look at my mother and my nana, my cousin Butch, who was like my uncle because he was older, you know, them my three closest people that I've lost. And my granddad as well, you know, 4 closest people. But what I try to do is I look at it like this, like, these are my personal angels now. Like, they right here with me on this bench. They somewhere in this parking lot with me. You know, wherever my kid, like my sons, I'm somewhere else right now, but my sons, where they at? I'm with my daughter right now. So with my sons, they protected. They got some people with them, some personal angels with them. You know, the people that's in charge of my kids, they mothers, like, my immediate family, the family that I created, you know, along with the women I had kids with, like, we are protected by these personal angels. And I take refuge in that. Like, it's peace there for me. I remember when my mother was alive, like, you know, they found her in the park half dead on a bench or some shit. Like, you know, my mother had been kidnapped twice. Like, crazy shit, you understand? So I know that now she at peace. When she was here, it was hell on earth for my mother. She dealt with all type of pain internally. That's why she had the addiction she had. You know, she watched her mother die in a pool of blood when she was a kid, like, you know, then been molested and all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? So she had her own demons and it was fighting her, man. She did the best she could and she succumbed to them, unfortunately. But I know now she at peace. You know what I'm saying? My nana, She was an elderly woman, but she's at peace. You feel me? She with her sister. She with her father. She with her brothers. You know what I'm saying? And she get to look at the boo-boo, which is me, from a realm and a place that the demons and the bad shit that do want to take me out or take me down or destroy what I'm doing or take me off my path, she's able to help me from those places. As well as my mother, my grandfather, my cousin, you get what I'm saying? And anybody else, I believe, that passed that had love in their heart for me and my family. So I just want to say, like, you got motherfuckers that got your back no matter what. Like, it ain't nothing that you could do to get them away from you or for them to leave you. Like, they personally with you. They attached to your soul. They attached to your being. They attached to everywhere you be, everywhere you go. So take pride in that. You feel me? Honor that. Respect that. Like, it's times when I'm just riding in the car and I just, out of nowhere, it's like somebody in my back seat. But it's peaceful. Like, I feel somebody right here with me. It been times where I really had to look, like, because it feel that strong. And to me, they're my personal angels. Those are the people that love me that unfortunately maybe left. You know, so remember, this too shall pass, and pain is temporary. You know, and we could get through this shit. Think about how your peoples would want you to feel and how they would want you to be living. Like, I remember when I used to come back home, I moved to another state. I'd come back home where my mother was at. And like I said, she was on drugs. So I'm talking about, don't nobody know where she at. Ain't nobody heard from her. Like, ain't nobody seen her in months, like weeks. So I got to go look for her. So I'm going to abandoned buildings, crack houses, like, yo, y'all know this person, y'all seen her, I'm seeing somebody that knew her, I see somebody that was walking with her one time, or somebody that she was getting high with in the building, like, I gotta find her. Then I always found her, and she'd be so happy to see me, like, and she'd usually be walking with some other people she'd be getting high with, and be like, oh, this is my son, this Binky, like, he live here now, like, he doing so good, and she'd be so proud of that. And when she died, that was like, you know, a declaration that I made to myself, to her, and to the son that was to my son that was on the way, and I got a story for that too. I vowed to do better. Like, my mother used to love that shit. She ain't like me outside on no dumb shit, getting in trouble on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted me to do good, so I vowed to do that when she passed, and I've kept my promise. Now, the story with my son, right? Now, I known my baby mother for a long time. We went to middle school together. I was in 6th grade, she was in 8th grade. And that's when she was my girlfriend, like, kissing the hallway type shit, little kid shit, right? Now, we out of high school. Yeah, we out of high school now. I'm out of high school now. She been out of high school. She in college and shit. We link up again. Now she pregnant. Now, my mother just getting to the hospital. Now, I ain't heard from my mother in about 2 months. I moved back from home, back to where my grandmother moved me to. So, boom. I'm doing these programs and shit, trying to keep myself together. I got a bunch of bullshit going on. I was in this program to help you with job placements and shit like that. Like, so I ain't heard from my mother in 2 months. I'm on like a break there, and they got this strict policy, like, you leave or some shit, you done up, like. But I get a voicemail from the hospital, like, yo, you related to such and such. I believe this is her son. Can you give us a call back? Your mother's been here. We've been looking for somebody, but, you know, we only been able to find you, and we just found you, like. So immediately I'm like, yo, I'm out. Like, fuck y'all, fuck this program. Hospital, what up? My mom skis is there, you heard? I call, you know, they tell me she's sick and she fell and all this extra shit. My aunt take me to see her. I get the, wait, did my aunt take me to see her? No, I think I hop on the train. Immediately, I left the program. I'm downtown. I walked to the train station. Hopped on the train ASAP. My baby mother meet me at the bus stop once I get off the bus and shit. Now, how old am I? I'm 19 or 18. 19, 18, something like that. Boom. So I get off the bus, hit the hospital. My baby mother with me. Now, she don't have a baby yet. She only like 3 months, 2 months. Like, she barely even showing for real. She was in the room with me, right? She came in the hospital, came in the room with me. My mother ain't really like her too much, you heard? And my mother ain't like her because one day, like, let's say when my mother be around, right? If I get up and go to the bathroom, my baby mother be picking up my phone, trying to go through it. One day she was like, bitch, put his fucking phone down. Ever since then, my mother ain't like her. Thinking, I don't like that girl. Like, da-da-da-da. But she in the room with me. Right? But my mother incoherent. Like, she's going in and out of, like, consciousness in a way. Like, she here, but she not. It's like I said, her brain was dying. Like, she had a low percent of neurons in her brain, and neurons is what help you think and was what connects your brain. So she's talking like a baby. So I'm just there, like, I ain't bothered by it. I'm just happy to see my mother. I'm happy that she just talking. So my baby mother, she gotta go to work. So she like, all right, I'm leaving. I'll see you later. Or she had to go to school. So I'm there with my mother now by myself. And I'm like, Ma, guess what? When she leave, I'm like, Ma, guess what? And it's like she snapped out that shit and was like, what, Binky? She pregnant? And then she says, I think she said she pregnant with my grandson, or you about to have a son. You feel me? But she said it was a son, and she was like, before I could say anything, me and the baby mother wasn't talking about her being pregnant, nothing. My mother, I ain't seen her in 2 months. I ain't talked to her in 2 months. She just was in here talking like a baby. Nobody has talked to her, you heard? And she come out of nowhere and be like, yo, Stephanie pregnant? Y'all about to have a son. And I'm like, the fuck? And then it's like she went back to baby land. Like, I never talked to her consciously again. She was just talking about she want her mother. And her mother been dead. So I kissed her, loved her, and I dipped. The next time I seen her, she was blind, in a coma, and died the next morning. But that was some crazy shit I experienced with her. I never experienced nothing like that before. And then my last story, right? So my son is about 2 years old. He never met my mother. She died before he was born. And that was another vow when my son was born. Like, I need to get my shit together because of that. Like, I just simply need to get it together. Boom. So my son about 2. I've never showed him pictures. His mother never showed him pictures of my mother. He never met her. I don't talk about her out of sight, out of mind. I try not to miss her. You know, I try to just not deal with that shit. I tried to back in the day. My early 20s and shit. So, what the fuck? So we in the car. Me, my son, his sister, and his mom's. I believe him in a passenger. And he like, I want to see grandma. And we like, all right, call Gaga when you get in the house. So he like, no, not Gaga. Daddy mommy, my other grandma. And we like, what? This nigga don't know my mother. So immediately I got chills, you heard? And then he say, grandma, she came to me in my dream and told me she loved me and gave me a hug. Right? And it's giving me chills now. And that shit fucked me up. Because he never met my mother. Never seen my mother, but he knew my mother. And he knew that was my mother. He knew my mother seen him in his dream and told him that she loved him and that, you know what I'm saying, gave him a hug and shit. That blew my fucking mind. Then my daughter had the same shit. My daughter had the same shit before. So what I'm saying to you is this, like, pay attention to what's around you. Like, they here. They around you. You just got to be willing to see, willing to feel them. You know what I mean? Like, but they here, yo. And I hope that they mean well to you. And I hope that y'all had good relationships with these people that passed. And I hope that they mean you well when they visit. But ultimately, at the end of the day, pain inspires change. Like, pain is temporary, and this too shall pass. Y'all have personal angels now that guide you, that help you miss that accident on the freeway that morning that you got stuck at the light and was pissed the fuck off. You get on the highway and now you like, fuck, it was a fucking 4 or 5 car accident. I could have just like, you don't even know what you just dodged, but you caught that light. You don't even know why. So I'm just saying, like, I really believe in divine guidance and divine energy and angels and those type of things. And I believe that when our people pass that love us and that loved us, that they still remain with us through energy, through spirit, and that they protect us from the things that we don't even have the eyes to see. It's trying to destroy us. Like, they protect us from other realms and you get what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing to fear. It ain't nothing to worry about. Like, they loved you. Know that. Feel that. Appreciate that. Honor that. Keep their name alive. Speak about them. Show pictures. You feel me? Like, I wrote my nana a letter. I ain't wrote my mom's a letter, but I wrote my nana a letter. Because she really raised me. I want to write my mom's a letter. A tradition I want to start doing is, you know, letting off balloons for them on their birthday. And attaching, you know, a mini letter to it. You know what I mean? Maybe even burning it. Like, it don't matter how you do it. Speak to them. Write to them. The same way I'm telling you to do for yourself, for your own mental health, write to your people, yo. Talk to your people, yo. Get that shit out your body. I sat in the bathroom and wrote my nana a letter. I ain't even know I felt them ways. Like, I start bawling, crying like a motherfucker. And I didn't even know I had them feelings in me, like, because it's like out of sight, out of mind. It's like, try not to deal with, think about it, you know? But yo, it ain't nothing that we can't get through. If what you ain't been through ain't take you out, you strong. Get what I'm saying? Don't play victim, play victor, you heard? It's a game of life. We gotta be in it to win it. We gotta play. So don't let things just knock you off your path. I know shit hard, trust me. I feel like I lost 2 moms. You feel me? A grandfather who gave me fatherly, you know, elderly grandparent advice that, nigga, I couldn't get from nowhere else, that I haven't gotten from nowhere else. Like, I miss these people really meant something to me. They was active, like, they was here. They was worth something, you feel me? It wasn't just a distance motherfucker. Like, I needed these people. But I'm still good. Like, me losing them made me stronger. It helped me. This the biggest lesson I believe I got from my people leaving and just going to the next phase of life. The people that I came in contact with after their deaths, I was already strong enough to be like, I don't need you in my life. I could walk away from anybody. People that, and I see it, like, it's a thing. A lot of people struggle with people in their life that ain't good for them. Relationships, friends, who the fuck ever. And a lot of us don't have the strength to, like, walk away from them or remove ourselves from these people or relationships, circumstances, situations. And what I'm saying is, when I lost my mother, it wasn't nobody. When I lost my nana, it wasn't nobody that couldn't go. It wasn't nobody that could get the fuck out of my life and I'd be like, not think about it tomorrow. You feel me? So what I'm saying is, I know the shit hurt. I know it's pain. But digest the pain. Feel the pain. Allow yourself to go through the pain. And then figure out what you were supposed to get from it. It's another lesson that you were supposed to get. It's something tied to that you were supposed to learn. Figure out what the fuck it is. And take that and use that shit. Honor that as well. Honor your lessons, yo. Don't be so drenched in your pain that you don't see what you're supposed to get from it. Like, I believe that was one of my lessons, you heard? And that's it, man. That's all I got. This about a dub. This about, 20 minutes long and shit. And I hope that I said something that could help you out and maybe guide you away from your pain and away from your grief into a place of healing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Once again, I don't care if you a man, woman, dog, or a cat, you heard? A lizard or a motherfucking snake. If you part of my tribe, we gonna connect, we gonna click. If you ain't, kick rocks. You feel me? I want to establish a community of like-minded individuals. No matter who we are, no matter what color we are, no matter what our backgrounds are. You feel me? I want us to support each other. I want us to help each other. I want to have events. You feel me? I don't want to have, Debbie Downer events, but I'm saying, like, however I could help my tribe, my community, like, because I need it too. You feel me? I'm telling you, like, I need it too. So I'm just saying, like, I want to establish a community of people who support each other, who understand each other. You get what I'm saying? And that's it, man. That's all I got. I'm about to start rambling, talking bullshit, I guess. You know what I mean? But that's it. Holla at your guala. Over and out. Absurd.